So in this video, I'm going to share with you the 8 essential questions to ask yourself before joining any mastermind so that you know exactly what you need, so you know exactly what to look for. And I'm going to help you identify the difference between a real mastermind program and a group coaching program. The first question to ask yourself is, how long do I need support? There are different lengths of masterminds out there. And if you join one that is 3 months, you will most likely have a wow experience and be on a high the entire time because of the revolutionary changes that a mastermind can bring into your life. If you enroll for a 12-month one, you will still get that wow experience in the first 3 months, but it's going to carry you through the next 6 months, which is typically a lot of testing and a lot of grind type of time. And it's really helpful to have mastermind support during that time. And then the last 3 months of a 12-month program is typically where you get to experience that wow again. You see everything coming together. So depending on how much time you have or how much time you need is good to know. So you know the type of length of a mastermind that you're looking for. Question number 2. Do I need a general or a specific group? Depending on the type of need you have with where you're at in your business, will determine if you want something very specific where the promise is that you will learn perhaps a certain type of funnel. Or do you need something more general where you want the support and expertise of a lot of different people in the group so that it can support you as you're trying to grow all different parts of your business and just give you overall accountability and support in strategic partnerships? Question number 3, how committed do I need to be? Typically, the backbone of a mastermind is attendance, the expectation that everybody shows up to every meeting, because these are all people who are really committed to their own growth and to the growth of each other. And so to look for when you're looking for a mastermind, the expectation of the person running it. Are they expecting you to be there all the time? Or is it a come as you want? Typically, larger masterminds that are 50 to 100 people big, maybe even 20 people big, don't always have that expectation. Whereas the smaller groups that are more like 4 to 10 people do have that expectation. So knowing what you want in that area will help you look for the right type of group. Question number 4. Do I want an in-person mastermind or an online mastermind? Now, in-person might be harder to find these days, but if that's important to you, there probably are some that are local that you could find. Or maybe you want a combination of the two, where it is a virtual group that meets periodically for retreats or some type of together times. And knowing what you want will help you to be able to look for that as you're searching for a mastermind. Question number 5, do I want a mastermind or do I want group coaching? Now, this is really important because a lot of people have really been disappointed in their investments because they thought they were buying into a mastermind, an actual mastermind where everybody comes to the table and has something to give, when in actuality, they bought a program that was labeled a mastermind, but was actually a group coaching program. And you can tell the difference in the sales page, or when you're talking to the person who's running the mastermind, by asking the question, does everybody get to contribute to everybody's hot seat? And I'll get into what a hot seat is in another video, but just so you know, the difference is a true mastermind is where everybody comes together and gets to contribute to each other's hot seat. Whereas a group coaching program, it's typically just the guru, the person who's running the program, that coaches every person in the group, but every person doesn't get to have a say into everybody else's hot seat time. So if it's just one person giving advice, that is group coaching. If it's a mastermind, it's everybody sharing their ideas and coming up with that second level of ideas, which is that synergy that creates what's actually called the mastermind. So to know the difference is really important. And this, again, is where most people get frustrated when they're actually looking for a mastermind and they sign up for a program with mastermind in the name, but it's actually group coaching. And typically a mastermind is a pretty big investment. So to really be aware of this quality is important when making such a big investment. Question number 6, what time works best for me? Now, this is probably one of the most important questions to ask, because if, like we talked about earlier, you are wanting a mastermind where commitment to showing up to the meetings is expected, if you can't make the time, it's just not going to work. Now, there might be a situation where you are determined to be in a specific mastermind. And if you find out that it's at a time that doesn't typically work for you, but you really want to be there, you might just decide to make that sacrifice and make it work. So asking yourself and asking the facilitator, what time does it meet, is actually a very important question. Question number 7, what type of extra support do I need? All masterminds should have the group times. I mean, that is the main part of a mastermind. But a lot of groups offer extra support. And knowing what kind of extra support you need is important. There might be an external meeting place where you can mastermind with the other members in between sessions. It might be on a social media platform. It might be on some other type of communication platform. There might be one-on-one sessions included with a facilitator. There might be study sessions. There might be extra content or homework of some type. So knowing what other type of support you need is important to know ahead of time as you start looking. Question number 8, do I trust the facilitator? There is a lot that goes into facilitating. For example, the facilitator should have a good handle on group dynamics and how to run a good group. There's a lot that happens with group dynamics to be able to hold the structure of a group so that people in it feel safe enough to feel vulnerable, to talk about things that are really important. And also, it's important for the group facilitator to be able to handle different ranges of emotion, because a lot happens inside a mastermind group where people start to feel like they can really be themselves, let their guard down, and the emotions can range from real sadness and disappointment about something to total excitement to fear. And just being able to allow that range to come out and be accepted is what helps bring growth to people inside the group. Also, the facilitator is responsible for curating the group and who's actually allowed in. And this is important because if a group isn't curated in a sense where you are close enough in range of each other's skills and you have the same type of goals, people could either get bored really fast or they could get really anxious and feel like they can't keep up. So having a facilitator who can really curate the right people in the room can lend itself to an amazing mastermind or a total disaster of a mastermind. The last thing that I would like to mention is not a question, but just encouragement to trust your gut as you are looking for a mastermind. Now that you know all these questions to ask, you should be pretty clear on what you want. Then the next step is you start to look, I would say trust your gut. If you know that something feels right, you'll know it. And it might feel scary because joining a mastermind is a really big commitment to your growth and to your business. So being well equipped is so important. And to feel like you are all in when you make that decision is what's going to help you have that amazing mastermind experience. Thank you for watching. And if you would like to have a list of these questions, you can find it in the link below.